Hey guys.
Hi.
You're listening to Not As We Planned. So get ready for
Honest,
raw,
unfiltered,
unhinged story,
where we share our advice, opinions,
and talk about all the shit that people avoid discussing. We want to point out we are not qualified professionals, although I feel like I am one.
and what we say is the advice we would give to our besties. Hello guys, and welcome back to Not As We Planned. Welcome. What's our catch up this week? You want to go first? Molting.
We should go for that. Sure.
Was there something you were saying for Patreon, or was it at the start of this? Okay. I remember you saying you had something, but I didn't know if it was our main episode allowed.
No, I don't think it's main episode.
By the way, if you're watching, how cute are our new on-trend mugs from Thai? Sorry, I'm drinking coffee. My child now decides he's sleeping in my bed at night.
Oh, stunning. Oh my God, there's a little update. Do you remember when I said quite a while ago, like Blake slept 4 nights? He's still slept.
Shut up.
Guys, my child stopped sleeping through when I was 6 months pregnant with Rome. Rome just turned 4 and he's now sleeping through.
There's hope for everyone.
It honestly, like...
That's life-changing. No, it is. Not to be dramatic.
Really is.
We've gone the other way. Milo's always slept well. And then, I said like a few weeks ago he'd call out to me. Well, now he's obviously figured out I can get out my bed. And he just appears in the middle of the night, but he has the cheekiest face ever. And I really struggle not to laugh. And he goes, "Mummy." And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I think I need a cuddle." And he just,
You need to get a gate on his door.
I know.
When Rome went from cot to bed, once he figured out that he could just like walk freely and go anywhere, he constantly...
Do you know what? No, I have been walking him back to his room, but last night he was a bit tearful and was like, "I really need a cuddle." And who am I to deny my child? I think sometimes they need you. And
the minute I put a gate on Rome's door, he didn't call me. It's like they just do it because they can. I told you the other night I went to bed with like the most horrific migraine. So I didn't do my normal check on the kid, shut the gate. I left it to my boyfriend, lol, and he didn't shut the gate. So what happened? I woke up with Rome at the bottom of our bed and I put him straight back to bed. But yeah, so anyway, Blake is sleeping through, which is just, do you know what? And I don't know whether this is just like, he's decided now that he doesn't need to wake up anymore. Something that I've thought about on reflection, and this is probably just me completely overthinking, but I feel like his sleep was probably at its absolute worst when I was with my ex-boyfriend. And that really had a effect on him. He never wanted to stay. And it's like the minute that my boyfriend has started saying he's sleeping, and I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but I don't know. I just feel like it's happened at such a nice point. Yeah, like everything's really like calm and content. And now he's, I don't know what it is. But anyway, I'm fucking here for it. Please God, may it continue. I'm manifesting that he now sleeps forever and ever.
Absolutely believe it. Well, you can believe it now because you've experienced it.
Yeah, and also started football coaching for him.
Yeah.
I gave it a month. His dad didn't do anything. So, yeah, and he really enjoyed it. Yeah, so that's really, really sweet. And obviously my little baby turned 4, had his birthday.
And he's going to start school, isn't he? September.
I find it really emotional when your youngest getting older. Like,
yeah,
I'm pretty content with not having any more children. I think there was a point where I thought I maybe would. I don't think I will. I don't know. He just seems that 4 just sounds so much older than 3.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, and it's really funny because his voice has changed. I think he's just got a bit of a cold, but
I keep noticing things Milo says. I'm like, I love that you still sound like a baby.
So Rome sounds like his voice is broken. It's really funny. When his dad came to pick him up, he started laughing. He was like, "Sorry, why is our 4-year-old's voice broken?" He's a bit croaky, saying,
"Oh, bless him." Yeah,
I'm hoping
all going for early puberty.
His little high pitchness is just everything, and I don't want that to go. Even when like your youngest may say something, a word wrong, and then they correct, and then they say it right. I'm like, no, don't.
Theo correct. Oh my God, Theo keeps correcting Milo with stuff. I'm like, can you stop? Because my favourite thing Milo says at the moment is, that's disgusting. And it's so cute. And I'm like, please say that forever.
Like, I love when Blake and Ivy used to say cucumber.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want them to ever correct. So
Yeah,
what's
Milo.
funny is Rome sleeps with this like elephant tummy time pillow. It's his pillow. And he couldn't say elephant. For some reason, he always called it Alan. And then one day he just said elephant and I was distraught.
Yeah.
And now his pillow's called Alan.
That's cute.
Because I can never, he can't be elephant. He is Alan. And it's really funny because my dad's got a friend called Anna. So he's like, oh, human Alan. Elephant Alan. But yeah, anyway, like had his party. It was really gorgeous and he had the best time. And then I find it really sad when their birthday's on a school day.
Yeah.
But
it should be a rule that you can take them out of
They
school.
don't really like
I mean,
big fun.
Theo's this in a half term every single year.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess because I'm so used to being 28th of December. I was
Because, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he went to school and they made a really big fuss. We opened all his presents and do you know what? It was a bit, not awkward, but my boyfriend was at me. And then later on, their dad came over and I don't know, it's sort of like that awkward dynamic of
I
like,
don't want to tread on their toes. It's their birthday.
my boyfriend is so unbelievably respectful. And I think because he has another man in his kid's life, he very much thinks of that.
Yeah, you get it.
So, you know, the minute that my ex arrived, he's very much like standing back, like giving him as much space as possible. He wanted to make sure that if he was downstairs, he went upstairs.
Yeah.
Not to avoid, and he very much said to me, like, I don't want him to think I'm being rude, but like that's what I would want him to do. I wouldn't stay out of his way. And then there was a point where the kids were going to bed and their dad put them to bed and he was in Rome's room and then I said goodnight to Blake and Ivy and they were like, oh, I may as well say his name. It's a bit confusing. They both got the same name. And they're like, can James come and say good night? So I went downstairs. I was like, babe, they want you to say good night. He's like, I really don't want to go up when he's doing bedtime because
I get
it
that.
much, but I don't want them to think I don't want to say good night. So I just went back up to him. I was like, he's just in the middle of cooking his dinner. The minute he's done, he'll come up. And then he waited for their dad to like be done, go downstairs, leave, and then he went up. And I just think it's so nice that you have someone that really understands that level of like boundaries and respect.
Yeah.
Being told what to do. But yeah, other than that, it's just been a really nice week. My little baby's full. Oh, and he pooed on the toilet today. I don't know if I've said this to anyone. He has been in nappies now for over a year and he was amazing. Never had a wet accident. He's been dry at night pretty much since I potty trained him. Pooed on the toilet and then he once had a bug. And that like massively regressed him.
God.
And honestly, since then, it has been the biggest battle to get him to poo on the toilet. He has literally been shitting in his pants for 6 months.
Thanks God.
To a point where I was like, it's not fair on him. I'm losing my shit, lol. So I ended up just being like, when you want to poo, ask for a nappy. Because he knows when it's not...
Yeah, it's not like he can't control it.
Or he very much knows. Like sometimes he'll look at me and be like, am I wearing a nappy? I'm like, no. Do you need one? He's like, yeah. So like he's so aware. And I feel like you cannot force a child to do a poo on the toilet when they're completely aware. He sits on the toilet.
But also you don't want to make it a really traumatic thing that they then have trauma from it. Like
he wears a nappy. But like, so if he's sometimes in a nappy, like in the morning, he'll go to the toilet and do a wee. Like he's not.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway, I get a call from his dad this morning because they're at his dad. And he was like, so Rome went to go to the toilet to do a wee. And then all of a sudden I heard this like plop and I looked at him and went, are you pooing? He's like, it fell out.
Well, that's good experience. Yeah.
And he was like, it's not scary, is it? He was like, no. So I'm praying.
Surely that's got to feel nice and like sitting in
He
it.
did poo on the toilet at nursery a few weeks ago and they made the biggest deal. Like they went and took him to Blake and Ivy's classroom to like
Too much.
No, I think like he was so happy.
He was proud.
He was so proud of himself and then he never did it again. But I'm hoping today, fingers crossed, my 4-year-old learns to poo on the toilet. Otherwise, his hinge prompt when he's older is going to be use a nappy, but I'm really kind. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Anyway, that's me. How are you doing?
I'm really good.
I know. I'm so proud.
I am. So in my therapy session this week, I said to her, I was like, is there something wrong with me? Like, because she said to me, where you are now at 6 weeks takes most people 12 weeks.
Okay.
And I was like,
to me, 12 weeks still sounds so raw.
I know, and I feel like there's something wrong with me because I genuinely feel content. I feel happy, and she said it's because I've been able to step back and gain perspective on it. Like, we have been no contact now. It'll be 4 weeks on Monday, and I don't know if any.
That's amazing because I don't think I got to 4 weeks until about May, 2.5 months.
Yeah, no, I know. And also something massive.
Oh yeah, this is huge.
Like, huge. I deleted his number and deleted our entire WhatsApp conversation.
That is like beyond. Like when you messaged me telling me, I think my jaw dropped. I was like,
but I genuinely feel like there must be something wrong with me. But I don't know if. I think I've been so conscious to detach and to heal. Like, in my head, I'm like, I don't want to be pining after someone who I can't be with. Like, what is the point in me being sad? And I see all over TikTok at the moment, like, these girls, like, I couldn't manage 2 days without contacting him. Like, girl, that was you. And I'm like, girl, like, do you know what it is? It's like, one thing I've realised, am I going through puberty as well? Bloody hell, sorry. Anyway, one thing I've realised is, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm very accepting of my circumstances. I don't know if because mine's slightly different and it's very practical. It's very much like, this can't happen, so what's the point in feeling sad? And I genuinely believe, and I'm sorry if anyone's like sat listening to, I really don't want to offend anyone, but if anyone's sat listening to this and they're going through heartbreak or they're feeling really down and sad, I genuinely believe that happiness is a choice, right? Because I believe, and don't get me wrong, there's some awful things that happen to people, but regardless of that, I guarantee there is something in your life that is good. And we can choose what we put our energy into. If we put all our energy into all the negative stuff and feeling sad, we're going to surround ourselves with that and we're going to feel worse and worse and worse. Or we can focus on all the positive things. So for me, I've completely thrown myself into work. I've thrown myself into exercising. I've thrown myself into actually healing. Like, I feel like everything I'm doing at the moment is an active choice for me to become a better person, for me to not hide from feelings, for me to try and become a better person, push myself out my comfort zone. Like, last week I went to this amazing meditation. I cried the entire session. I don't want anyone here to think like I don't cry, I'm not sad, I'm like over it and stuff like that. Of course, things still bring up emotions. That meditation session like literally spoke to me. Of course, I still feel sad, but I'm really focusing my energy on positive things. And I'm at a stage where I know I'm going to be okay. In fact, no, I don't know I'm going to be okay. I know I'm going to be amazing. And I know this, if it hadn't happened when it did, it would have been worse because it would have been more time with the wrong person. And I'm so grateful it happened when it did, because the more perspective I gain on it, the more I realise he wasn't my forever person. He was there to teach me. Again, this isn't a ploy for our journal, but I've been using our journal every single day.
Good.
We did really good. And yeah, like, it's just I got my ear pierced, just silly little things. And
what, do you know what? Do you know what? It's really obviously interesting to see your growth and what you've done, because obviously I was in your position a year ago. And like you said, I think with yours being so logical, like there is nothing to hold on to hope for, because nothing can change.
Like, literally in my head, I'm like, if he turned around to me and said, I'm moving, I'm getting a new job and I'm going to work on myself, I'd be like, come on down. But those sorry things aren't going to happen. So like, that is the only scenario I could be with him, and he's not going to leave his job. He can't move here because of his child arrangements. And do you know what I mean? So it is very logical for me.
Whereas I feel like maybe, do you know what? I'm not going to sit here and make out that if mine was logical, that I would have been.
I think there's something wrong with me. I was saying in therapy, like, I don't know if this is just a characteristic of the kind of person I am, because I feel like this is almost how I dealt with my marriage breakdown as well. Like, I feel like I get to the acceptance quite quickly.
I don't think I got to acceptance until about 4 months. And that
I genuinely think I hit acceptance at 4 weeks in, because this is week 7. Tomorrow will be 7 weeks. Like my therapist said to me, yeah, like, you'd be ready to date at 12 weeks. I'm like, absolutely fucking not.
I think, do you know what it is? You know, on TikTok, it shows you like a year to the date what you posted. So obviously at the moment,
oh god, yeah,
it's all my breakup.
Good lord,
I know.
Thanks, hun.
And literally mine would be like 12 days no contact. I don't know why it's got worse. And I'm literally crying. But do you know what? I feel like I needed to go through that grief to get out the other side. Like, I don't feel like I'd ever experienced. I don't know what it was. Look, like we've always said, like, healing is your own individual journey. Like, everyone is different. There is no time scale. Like, some people will heal really quickly, others won't. And I don't think the time scale of someone's healing is a reflection on how.
No, I don't want anyone to compare. Like, this is what I'm really conscious of, like, sharing honestly how I feel. Like, I don't want someone listening to this who maybe went through a breakup at the same time thinking I'm still like on the floor.
I was.
And you were.
And it just shows that people do things differently. It doesn't mean that you don't get there in the end.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys can see that whether you're more like me in a healing process or Carly in a healing process,
I have got issues. No, one thing I do want to say, like, if you don't follow Mel Robbins, we're obsessed with her. We're actually going to see her. Mel Robbins, she is the owner of the let them theory. Let them, like, if they want to move on, let them. If they want to jump from relationship to relationship without healing, let them. If
someone's going to be a bad friend or doesn't show up for you,
let them. She said something about do no contact for 28 days. I saw that. And it's something to do with like a physical and neurological response to someone's voice, to someone's face. So like when I talk about no contact, I mean like no watching videos, no playing back voice notes. I haven't even looked at photos accidentally. Like if I'm scrolling and something's come up, I go, whoop. But like I said, I deleted our WhatsApp conversation. I've deleted his number. I haven't watched anything back. If you commit to that, the neurological like attachment you have to them, that whatever it is, there's something that's like that you're like bonded to, and you need to basically release that. You need to detach from that person. Unless you're doing that no contact for the 28 days, that's not going to happen. And I just feel like, as well, like I'm quite like a sciencey person. Like there's a fact there. So if I do this, then I'm going to feel better. So why wouldn't I do it? Mm-hmm. And look, I must be approaching the 28-day mark because it'll be 4 weeks on Monday. So yeah, that's 28 days. And I can't tell you, like, I can't even remember his voice. I don't know. And I feel like I'm looking back at our relationship differently. I'm looking back and, you know, I'm not painting him with a bad brush. He's a good, kind person, but I'm just understanding why we're not each other's person. And I am actually at a point, and I don't know if that's because I've been working so much on my self-worth and just on me in general and healing, but I feel really excited because it's interesting when I keep watching our clip. Well, obviously our podcast goes out 2 weeks after we've recorded it. And for me at the moment, I'm finding it quite amazing to be able to look back at my progress. Like I feel like for a lot of people that's going for a journal, but for me, it's obviously very visual. Like I was on the floor. So I'm finding it really interesting thinking, wow, look at the progress I've made in 2 weeks. Like the way I'm thinking is so different. The one I just listened to was me basically saying like, I'm so worried I'm never going to find anyone again and I'll never be in love again. And like now I'm as well, like I've had the really weirdest week in manifesting things that have come true. Firstly, so I'm like, I feel like I'm on quite a high vibration. So I'm manifesting things into my life and I'm absolutely believing I'm going to find my person, like absolutely believe I will. And also like, I don't mean to blow smoke up my own arse, but I am actively doing the work. So whoever gets to be with me next, you know what? They're so bloody lucky because they're going to get the best version of me. This is going to be the most healed version of myself to ever exist. And I attracted some amazing people into my life when I wasn't remotely healed. Me. When I wasn't remotely healed, and I still feel like I was a good girlfriend and still feel like I gave a lot in a relationship. Like, imagine what I'm going to be able to give someone when I've healed those parts of me that were so broken and so wounded. And that's really exciting. And instead of me worrying, like, this is what I mean. Like, I think it's really important for us to take accountability for how we frame our mind. And I know it's easier said than done. But rather than being like, oh, I'm going to be on my own forever, think this is an opportunity to meet someone more suitable for me and allow me to grow. Like, for me, the key thing I will be looking for when I put myself out there, which probably won't be till the summer, to be honest, because I really want to work on myself for the next, however, well, continually, but I don't feel like I'm at the point yet where I feel like if I met someone now, they wouldn't be the right level, because I feel like you attract what you put out there, if that makes sense. So I've still got work I want to do on myself. But yeah, you either choose to think, oh, I'm going to be on my own forever, or you start believing your person is out there and you're going to meet them. And I think when we change our frame of mind, the world is our oyster.
Do you know, I think we've said it before when we say, when people go through breakup after breakup, they get cheated on. And I don't ever want people to think that we're like, you're the reason you got cheated on. But we see these patterns time and time again if you don't start looking from within and doing the work on yourself. And I feel like if patterns continue to repeat themselves, that's when you need to start looking from within and seeing what you can change, because we can only control ourselves. We can't control anything externally. So if you are not happy with what you're getting from someone, look within. People always say, do you know what? Here is one of the best pieces of advice for finding a good relationship. Write down a list of what you want in a partner, and before you go looking for that partner, make sure that you reflect that list. Because
so true.
How can you expect someone to give you what you are not able to put out there? We have always said that you get back what you put out. So if you are not happy with the people that you are dating or meeting or in a relationship with, start from within.
But yeah, no, I completely agree. And it's like, it's what they say about self-worth, isn't it? It's, you will never be good enough for someone unless you feel good enough for yourself, unless you are that confident in yourself. Like, unless you have the self-worth for you, you're not going to be like, you're just not going to be enough for anyone else. Yeah. So, and I'll be honest, like, this is the first time I've fully held myself accountable, and I do feel like I've welcomed the opportunity to grow with welcome arms. Like, I do. I feel like part of me is like, this is the universe's way of saying, Carly, stop. You've been strong for so long, but now you need to actually do the work. And do you know what? I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process of becoming.
They say, like, enjoy the becoming.
And it's enjoying getting to know who this person is. Like, I'm finding, I get messages all the time at the moment, like, Carly, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm heartbroken. He's done this, he's left. He doesn't want to come back. It's like what we just said, like, let them. You should not want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you, or someone who's not 100% sure. You shouldn't even need to try and convince someone to change their mind. Like, they should do that on their own. If they've walked away, you shouldn't be like trying to sell yourself and be like, but this, like, honestly, let them, because you are worthy of so much more. I want to be with someone who literally cannot be without me, who would do anything for me, who thinks I'm this incredible person. And someone out there will believe that. Like, Kev.
Kev. Carly got approached by someone in our DMs on TikTok.
Oh my God.
I think after one of her videos saying that, like, she gives a lot of love and all of this. He's pretty much said, like, he wants to take her out.
No, and he was like, He was like, I feel like it's fate. I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, Kev. I'm not ready to date. But
Sorry, Kev, she has not replied.
I haven't replied. I've had quite a few in my DM. Oh my God. Yeah, I've had like been getting approached. And it's also interesting, people creeping out woodwork.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Even now, I feel like I got that off when I announced just people I knew.
yeah, there's people from the past.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, you don't go back.
I just I have zero interest in men at the moment. Like, I got hit on in the gym the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't. It's really awkward. I was on this like, I was doing sit-ups, and then I like took a selfie, and like this man came off like went like that, and I was like,
that's a bit...
yeah, no. And then he started talking to me, and like, you know, you're like, can you just leave me alone, please? And he just wasn't reading it. I do not want to meet anyone at the gym either. Like, no, I would die.
No, I don't want to. No.
But it's interesting because obviously I haven't been going to a gym for a while, and now I've been going regularly, start seeing the same faces, and like people think they have the right to come over to you, and you're just like, which is why I really want to get some over-the-head headphones, because I feel like people can't necessarily see my AirPods. I feel like if I've got headphones on, that's like, nah, don't come to me. I'm not at the gym to socialise. I'm at the gym to heal from my trauma. Anyway, that was quite a long catch-up. Okay. We're going in.
Are you ready? Is my daughter's best friend's parents swingers? Help.
Oh my God.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, I hope you're both doing okay, and Carly, you're healing okay during your difficult time. I need advice, and it isn't a typical breakup question. It's about swinging.
I can't say with that experience.
I can say we're not experienced in the slightest. Well, from a few emails.
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
maybe I should become a unicorn.
Get my horn, please do.
I would die.
Just for a bit.
I would not have the balls.
Imagine next week, guys, Carly went to a swinging house.
Don't say that.
She's taken some videos
with my horn on my head for a teaser. I'd have to wear a really fucking sexy outfit though, and stripper heels
from Camden.
From Camden. If anyone wants to take me with to the next party, send me a DM. It might be Kev. Kev and Carly.
That's a ring shirt, isn't it?
I saw his picture. He's not for me.
Oh, are you hearing that, Kev?
I'm picky. I have very, very high standards.
This should.
Yeah.
So I know normally you share about difficult breakups or relationship problems. Mine is slightly different, and I know you have been asking for different topics, so here it goes. I don't want to ask my husband or friends, not because it's a secret, but because this situation, I don't want my husband to think I'm thinking into something that isn't there, and I don't want to start spreading rumours if this situation isn't what I've read it to be. So, my daughter has made best friends with another little girl at school. Lovely to have a great friend. This girl's dad is a high-profile sports star in our area. I'd known him for a long time and have seen him on TV. When my daughter was invited to their home, it was a massive, beautiful home. I came along and had a lovely time chatting to her mum and the other child. Everything seemed great, and it was nice to know my daughter had a wonderful friend, and they seemed so nice. Anyway, as we were chatting, I went to the loo, and on my way, I noticed a bright pink flamingo. I remember thinking, wow, that's a bright plastic flamingo, but it wasn't a watering can, so I figured it was their daughter's. I went to the loo and noticed pineapples everywhere. When I came back, we started talking about interiors. I said they had made the loo very fun with loads of pineapples everywhere. I was like, oh, that's fun. And I'd read the downstairs loo is meant to be the boldest room as we spent the least time there. Something about the way she said it had stuck with me. Anyway, we left and I came home and thought about her comment again. I went to look at her Facebook and came across some home photos. In it were signs like pampas grass and more pineapples. When suddenly something dawned on me, I'd heard in the past these are telltale signs of swingers. I then Googled a little more, and there were some other signs. I perhaps thought it could be a multitude of accidental objects that were signs of a swinger, But then I noticed a black band on their wrists or ring on the right hand in photos. And this again is a sign of a swinger.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking she was hinting to me about their lifestyle, or am I going insane? Anyway, I'm happily married and I've never considered swinging. She didn't flirt with me and I didn't get the vibe, but now I've started to begin to wonder if they are swingers. And was it a hint to me? I didn't obviously take it up. It isn't for me. But do either of you think that this is a possibility, or am I truly going insane? Also, do any of the listeners know about swinging and what this means? And would this be how someone announces it? Or is it more you go to a meeting or something? Not a clue. I live a very typical average life and probably sex life. Just wanted some advice on whether this could be a clue for a swinger or if I'm going insane. Just interesting to know if I've been more aware than I realised. And also my daughter might be best friends with a swinger's daughter who's so famous. A very different one. Might open the conversation into swinging. I have no idea. It's definitely not for me, but sure you guys might have heard something about this way of life. I also Googled and apparently 15% of couples are. Is this true? Also, it really isn't for me. I'd be so jealous, but I'm so intrigued as to if this is just all around me. I'm naive. Thanks again, girls, for your advice. It will help me work out if I'm seeing these facts or maybe going crazy. Thank you for your pod and always doing such an amazing job.
Firstly, I was just thinking, I think on our Instagram we should do a poll. What's wrong with Greg? It's like an anonymous poll. When he's like, an anonymous poll if you have ever swung. Firstly, would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. I have no clue, but if that was me and I was on Google, I'd probably be convinced. I want to look up this black ring thing.
Wristband or ring? Are you sure that's not just one of those whoop?
No, or the aura rings.
Yeah, they're flat, aren't they?
They're like metally. So do I.
The thing is, some people might just like pineapples. I don't know whether you're
Here you go.
looking at it.
Wearing a black ring on the middle finger is supposed to be asexual, whilst wearing the ring finger is the swinger lifestyle. So it depends what finger. Interesting. I'm going to Google signs of a swinger. What? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Signs of a swinger may include pineapple-themed items, anklets, or attending swinger parties. Well, obviously. Pineapple-themed items, a pineapple door knocker displayed upside down, a pineapple necklace or anklet, a bathing suit with pineapples, heart charms on the left ankle. Hang on. Pampas grass, a black ring on the right hand.
I mean, you've got pampas over there. Are you a swinger?
I was, yeah. Nice. Flamingos, garden gnomes placed in suggestive positions could indicate swingers. White rocks. Yeah, so the most common signs are pineapples, pampas grass,
Flamingos and black rings.
Black rings. Yeah, and I wonder if they've got any white rocks.
What do you mean by white rock?
Well, let's go to the visual. It's got visuals of everything. White landscaping rock.
Oh, great. I've got that in front of my house.
Hot tubs. They've probably got one if they've got a big house. Yeah, anklets, wristbands, thumb rings and toe rings.
Toe rings give me the ick.
Loafers strapped to a car.
Yeah, what, like a bastard loafer?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I'd been there and I'd noticed those signs and then went on Google, I would be 100% convinced. I also feel like generally swingers are like well-off people.
Yeah.
Like I do. I feel like a lot of it is just from the sounds of the stories, it's always like highly respected people. I feel like, yeah, that for me is just like, I would be convinced. I mean, it doesn't make them a bad person. It just means they've got a sexual flavour. Taste.
What's your flavour?
I think you should just see what happens. And like, if you get invited to the party, you can go and you can be like our mole and you can come back and tell us what happened.
Keep us updated.
Keep us up. And if you want to take a unicorn.
Coming out now.
So,
All timid and shy when we spoke about swinging for the last year.
No, I'm actually joking. Can't think of anything worse right now. Thank you. Okay. My shit show. Hello. From Sydney, Australia.
What, guys, why are you doing this to us? We're going to book our tickets.
No, I'm not even joking. I've been watching the girls' bathroom on their tour and we're doing it, Tash.
Cool, I'm here for it.
Even if we didn't do as many shows as them, we did a few.
Okay. If you're Australian and you're listening right now, send us a message.
Yeah. Can you? How can we do it? Sorry.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me today? I don't know. I want to collate where people are from.
How do we do
I
that?
don't know.
Neither.
Maybe we look at analytics. That's a good word. Pardon me. Can you tell I'm feeling a lot better?
Well, I was seeing you so happy.
I'm not going to lie, guys.
I do. She took today. Sucked the energy out.
28 days no contact. I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Well, it would have been great if you could have told me that last year.
For anyone who's not in no contact yet and they've gone for a breakup, from today, if you're listening to this, I want you to pinky swear to me, no more. Cut, delete, bye. Bye, boy. Boy, bye. Right, glad I found you guys. My story is that I am a mum of 6. I moved here because I'm married and divorced an Aussie, and now I'm stuck here.
Oh, no.
There's worse places to be stuck, I guess. Yeah. She literally wrote, guess there are worse places to be stuck.
Like prison.
Yeah, or in a toxic relationship with an English man.
Specifically, my husband.
My husband of 20 years went off with my friend who I walked with every day and cried to when I got the text from my husband that he was moving out.
Can you imagine?
No. What? In a spot. What?
Can you imagine being that person that's walking with this woman knowing you're sleeping with her husband?
There are some bad people in this world. Like, I can't imagine. I wouldn't be able to look. I'm the worst liar. I wouldn't be able to look. Like, how would you go for a walk? I'd have to make excuses that I had the shits or something. Yeah. It would make you ill. And we've spoken about this before, how like lying can make you physically ill. Wow. He then took me to court and divulged all of my vulnerabilities that I'd confided in him over the years. I had lost my sight many times in the last 10 years due to detached retinas and had multiple eye surgeries. And he even used the time I told him I'd rather be dead than blind, saying I was suicidal throughout my marriage to make me look like I'm an unfit mother.
That is fucking vile.
That's disgusting. My eldest son is from a previous relationship and my husband has cut him off too, now saying we have one brain between us. Safe to say we have no co-parenting relationship, as I just find it all too hard as he is so abusive. Anyway, moving on. I met a man 3 years later on a dating app, and while he was not my type, I liked his values and morals, and I thought, finally I've met someone who will love me how I need to be loved. A year into our relationship, he went on a boys' weekend. I remember feeling how nice it was that I trusted him and he wouldn't cheat because he didn't seem that type. He messaged me on the Sunday morning after night out at about 7:30 a.m. saying, "Good morning, beautiful. I'll see you later." I went over there that night and we had sex. Everything was wonderful. A week later, he went downstairs and his phone pinged.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Something made me look at his phone and to go on Instagram. I found he searched up a woman that I didn't recognise. I screenshot her name and sent her a message. Yes, psycho. She never replied. I confronted him and he said it was his friend who hooked up with her on the night out and they were looking her up together. Blood drained from his face. I knew he was lying. We had a bit of an argument, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Fast forward to another couple of weeks, he was in the shower. I grabbed the phone, I looked up the deleted messages. Yep, psycho again, and found he messaged his best mate saying, "Newcastle has messaged me." The friend replied, "Sensational. When are you going up there?" He had replied, "I've asked her when she's coming down." My heart sank. I was so upset. He came out the shower and we argued. He ended up saying, "What are you doing?" Going on my phone, "Fuck off." I got my son to pick me up. I was devastated. A few days later, he called me, apologised and said it was nothing. He still tried to worm his way out of it, and I didn't believe him, but I still didn't have any proof, and I was so over being hurt that I just continued with him. It felt easier. Pathetic, I know. 6 a.m. one morning, my phone started to ring. It was an Instagram call, and it was the woman I had messaged. She said she'd only just seen my message. She felt compelled to call me. She told me they had slept together. He had told her he was single.
Oh.
She was really nice and remorseful. She said she didn't think he had a partner.
See, this is the thing. We always blame the other women, and a lot of the time they are just as clueless as we are.
I kept it to myself all day until I went over to his house that evening. I gave him every opportunity to tell the truth, and he still lied. He even swore on his kids' lives.
I always do.
I swear, like, that means nothing to them. He begged me and said he just got caught up in a web of lies and he was sorry. However, she had told me that he messaged her the morning after and said thanks for a great night. And then he continued to message her, asking when she was next back in Sydney. All the while, he was messaging me and telling me how much he loved me. After lots of tears, lots of shouting, I agreed to give it another go because my self-esteem is so low from my ex-husband that I'm so used to accepting shit behaviour. I didn't want to feel like this again, and I was ashamed I had chosen the wrong man again. He hasn't put a foot wrong since. He's been loving, adoring, and I feel happy. But this just hangs over my head every day. I don't know what to do. Please, no judgment. It's been a really, really shit few years. I can't believe he did this to me, knowing what I've been through with my ex-husband. Love you girls, and any advice is appreciated.
First of all, there's never any judgment here. Can we quickly just put that out? Like, everything we hear, everything that we say, like, there is no judgment. Like, I can't sit there and judge anyone. Like, I stayed in my marriage for far too long, and I was treated like an absolute fucking doormat. Shit on his shoe was in a better position than me. So I can't sit here and say anything. But what I can say is I really hope, after listening to everything that we've just spoken about at the beginning of this episode and then hearing your email, babe, the only thing that's going to change is when you decide to love yourself more than you love him, and you need to leave, because nothing is ever going to change. Like, so when someone, like, I'm not saying that you can't come back from someone cheating, but when it's been done in a way where they get caught and they continue to lie, they gaslight you, they make you feel like you're the problem, like,
it's not just the cheating, yeah.
Like that are going to do it again, that he got caught, he's sorry he got caught. He didn't come and tell you and confess.
Yeah, like, it took for the woman to call you for you to know. Like, as well, the thing that stood out for me is at the end you said, it's hanging over my head every day. Yes, it's been amazing, but it's hanging over my... You're not letting go of that, and I'm really sorry, but that's, for me, is an unhealthy relationship. A relationship should be a place of trust, a place of feeling safe, and the fact that's hanging over you tells me you don't feel safe. He's done it once, and in my opinion, and that is my opinion, it could be wrong to some people, but in my opinion, it's why I left my marriage. You know, trust was broken. I knew that would forever hang over me. I would never trust the man again. And thank God I did leave, because I don't want a toxic relationship. I don't want to feel unsafe in a place where I should feel like home.
Also, I feel like I spent so many years when I'd get like a random message from someone, or like I felt like I was constantly on edge, like I was waiting for that bad news to be confirmed. And that's probably how you're feeling right now. That is not how you're meant to be in a relationship. Like, take it from someone that has been in your shoes and had that feeling hanging over them while staying in the relationship, to now being in a relationship where I've never ever felt more calm and safe before. And it's possible to do it with a different person, not trying to change the person you're with who's done it before, but with a new person.
And can I just say something at the start of that message stood out to me? You said, he's not my usual type, but I felt like he would be the person who could love me. Like, what about... I don't know, just something about that just didn't sit right with me. Like, I feel like you've got so much work to do on your self-worth. I feel like you only feel worthy of a certain type of person. And I think you just need to learn to love yourself and really see how much value you bring to the table and how incredible you are. Firstly, like the strength you have to have got through what you've got through, and to be dealing with someone who does sound incredibly narcissistic in terms of your ex-husband. But I wonder whether you've ever really stepped back and done that work and learning to love yourself and doing things that make yourself feel good, because then you do genuinely start attracting the right kind of people into your life.
I also feel like you've got 6 children. You are, which is unbelievable, but like you're a role model to them. Like, do you want to, I don't know whether you've got sons or daughters.
Probably a mix at 6.
You would think. But do you want to show them what a real loving relationship look like? Would you be happy if they put up with what you're currently accepting? And I'm sure the answer is no. So I think it is about taking a step back and thinking, do you know what? I deserve to be with someone that only has eyes for me, that only thinks of me, that prioritizes me, that respects me. And you can't say that about the person that you're with.
No, I agree.
So I think it's time to take a big step and leave the relationship. And I know that's maybe not easy, and I know that everyone has to do it in their own time, but
there's a reason you wrote it. Yeah, I agree.
And I think you know deep down what advice we would be giving, because I don't think there'd ever be an email like that we would read and be like, do you know what, give him another chance. He doesn't sound like he's worthy of one. Thank you for emailing in. Okay. Confession of the week. By the way, send yours in now, guys. We've got a group on Patreon that they're sending them in, but we want some more because we went a few weeks.
We do love them.
To do them. So, okay, ready? Okay. Confession of the week. So, my husband is a whiskey drinker. He loved a really good one. The more expensive, the better for him. He seldom bought his own, of course. When I kicked him out of my life and house, 17 years together, an email will come my way one day. I decided whilst packing up the drinks cabinet for him to top the oldest and most expensive bottle I gave him up. I felt bad, but I poured a large Starbucks cup worth of wee into the bottle.
Oh my God.
He wouldn't know. And to be honest, he landed me in so much shit that really was mild. I've also successfully sold 6 of his expensive shirts. I bought him all of his clothes on Vinted recently. Silly fool, didn't check the airing cupboard.
I'm late to having things sold on Vinted.
I am dying that she topped up his most
No, that's gross.
old
Brilliant.
with we.
No judgment.
I'm going for it. No judgment at all. We listen and we don't judge. Please carry on sending in your confessions of the week. Make sure you go sign up to Patreon.
We need to do an affirmation.
I'm going to need to do an affirmation, so I'm getting way ahead of myself. Go on, affirmation girl.
I'm very affirmation-y at the moment. Don't think that's a verb.
No. Should be one though. It's time to start looking within. Rather than continuing to search for something perfect that you want for yourself, make sure that you are perfect
100%.
first. Perfect, but you know what I mean. Make sure that all the qualities that you want in someone, make sure that you are that, and then you will attract something better into your life. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, guys. Love you lots.
Bye.
Bye.